Hello. Kai, where you at?
I'm coming round the mountain. Hey, don't stress me.
Yes. Hey. How you doing?
How
Hey, Janelle.
you? Hey,
How
hey,
you been,
hey.
now?
Hey now. Hey. All
Yes.
right, Miss
Hey, Miss
Eleanor.
Eleanor. Hey. All
Hey.
right. We got us a nice little audience here so far. Hello, ladies. Welcome to Voices
Yes.
of Vision.
Welcome.
So, before I introduce our special guests, I want to let you know that this month on Voices of Vision, we're going to be talking about faith. And what a wonderful way to start the month talking about faith than to have our special guest. But before I introduce our special guest, I'm going to let you hear what our special guest has to say about faith.
What does faith mean to me? Faith means believing in the unseen that you may not see right now, but believing that it will come true. Believing in a higher power, something higher than you have control over, but you have the capability of doing through that higher power that is within you.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, 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 yes. Ooh,
Oh
I'm
my goodness.
ready. I got
Yes.
chills.
So our special guest, what year was it? 2020.
Yes.
In 2020, lost her one and only child, her one and only son, to gun violence. And this was a true test of faith. But we're not going to be the ones to talk about it. We're going to let her tell you about her journey. I'd like to introduce to you Miss Moresha Bey Turner,
Yes.
better known to us as Riri.
Reread. The reread.
Hey,
Hey.
Ree.
Hey everybody!
Hey.
Trying to get this page so I could share it with everybody on
I
my
already
page.
shared it. I already shared it on your page.
Oh, cool. Because Mike said
Gotcha.
he was having problems with that.
Okay,
How's everybody today?
we are
Yes.
good.
Hey Neil. Hey y'all.
Yes.
Yes.
This is my first time, y'all, since Marianne passed away over a year ago that I'm sharing it with a big platform of people. So my sister Nakaya, she said, Ree, whenever you're ready, I will be honored to have you on here. And I said, okay. So this is the first time I'm sharing it with the world. I'm being vulnerable. I'm gonna just give y'all everything that God has given to me. So I first would like to just have a little prayer right now. I believe in starting things with prayer. So I'm gonna just pray. If we could all just take a moment of silence for Marianne, and I'm gonna go into prayer. Father, I pray that you increase, that I may decrease, so that you will let the words of my mouth be acceptable in thy sight, and let everyone hear from you and not me of what you have done through me and what you're continuing to do through me. I'm just a willing vessel, Lord. In Jesus' name, I love you and I thank you for letting your presence be known right now. Amen.
Amen.
Okay, so on November 11th, so that's 11/11 of 2020, I got the call that something happened to my son. I was actually, my husband and I, he was my fiance at the time. I'm now married, but we were at a house looking for a house and we were going through the closing costs, like, I mean, not the closing costs, but through the final inspections. And I got that call. So I'm like, well, what's wrong with them? Did not find out. It must have been the grace of God, that I did not find out. I didn't find out until I got to the hospital and I actually was sitting there waiting for the doctors to tell me what was going on. When they told me, uh, I'm grateful that the lady who told me, she had compassion. Sometimes, people, they tell you, you get horrible stories, and it's almost like, well, no big deal, this is my job. But she kneeled down next to me and she told me, and my heart dropped. And I just started crying, like, no. And I had a mask on. This is on a lighter note, just to kind of make everything funny. But I had a mask on because, you got to wear your mask. And I was just like, so it kind of calmed me down a little bit. But when I calmed down, I just felt a presence of peace that came over me. That when they say he give you peace that surpasses all understanding, that was that peace, because I was like, and I was able to get up and look at the doctor and say, okay, what happened? They told me he got shot in his back. We still to this day don't know who did it. All we know is that his cousin and some other little girl was in the car with him. So we still don't know who the shooter was, but she told me that it was in his back and it only was one shot. And that one shot, my baby transitioned on. The blessing of everything is 11:11. I feel like God took him away on that day for a reason. I have gotten so many signs through 11:11, and I've never paid attention to signs like this before. My sister Nakaya, she's been into like the numbers for a minute, way before me. But when we go on spiritual journeys together, we go on spiritual journeys. And this was before Marianne passed away. I mean, like, it's crazy. So I just started really paying attention to the 11:11s since Marianne's passed away. So moving forward, it was a lot of people that was just angry. Like, of course, this type of thing. Like, Marianne wasn't a street dude. Marianne wasn't the type of person that was just rah-rah. He was in the wrong place at the wrong time. And people wanted revenge. And I was like, no, I need my baby to have a peaceful transition. I need him to have a peaceful transition. I said, if you go out and get revenge on somebody, what about that mother? What about that mother losing another son? What about that family losing somebody? Just because they did that don't mean somebody don't care about them. And if it's anything I could tell y'all is that we got to stop this anger, because anger is what's hurting us. I've been hurt by so many. I've lost 2 boyfriends and 1 friend in my lifetime before I lost Marianne. And I feel like he still lives on, but it hurts. And I'm not going to say it don't hurt. But through my faith, God is healing me. So I just was like, no, everybody, no. We just got to do, you got to have the faith, like, just give it to God, give it to God, please. If I could tell y'all anything, just give it to God. Don't go out there doing no wrath. I'm telling you, because God, I felt like God was saying, Moresha, Marianne is with me. He good. But what is you going to do to show people who I am? Are you going to be bitter? Are you going to just stay here in this hole and just cry and do nothing? Or are you going to allow me to use you to be that willing vessel? And that's what I did. I said, Lord, I'm hurting right now. I thank you for this pain. I thank you for everything that you have done for me. But please take this pain away. Please help me to see the journey that you have me on. Please let me to be this willing vessel that you have for me, so that I can go and I can let people know that you are real. I said, the devil wanted me to hurt and be bitter and get revenge and be mad and just be this person where I felt it like, oh, if it's a God, why would you do this to me? Because I wasn't living life as a thug or anything like that. So I could have blamed God, but I was like, no, you using me for something bigger than this. You using me so that I can have that faith the size of a mustard seed. I said, and Lord, whatever it is, whatever your will is, Lord, I'm going to trust you. I said, because I'll be darned. The devil can't have me. I said, you're not going to take control of me. You can't have my spirit. And even at Marian's homegoing, I said they may have taken his body, but you cannot take his soul. You cannot take his spirit. The devil can't take my mind. He can't take my spirit. And now the uncomfortable part of me had to come out. The part of, what if this was my last day? Am I okay with that? Am I okay with the passing away? Am I okay with transcending to another place beyond what I could see? And I had to be okay because I said, Lord, wherever my son is, take me there. Let me be the willing step here on earth as he is in heaven. And every single day I'm reading in the Bible. I'm sending Bible texts. I'm talking to God. I'm talking to Marianne because he's not dead. I just can't see him. And I believe that wholeheartedly. And my relationship with God has become stronger because every day I'm looking to the heavens. And I'm looking to the heavens for God. And I'm looking to the heavens for my son. But now I'm also acknowledging my loved ones that's passed away as well. So it says to be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord. So if my child is present with the Lord, then in order for me to communicate with my child now, every day that I'm used to physically seeing him, now I spiritually have to communicate with him. And so that's what's strengthening my faith now to this day. I have been walking in faith because of that. I've already had testimonies before this, but my faith now is so much stronger. So I just want to share a little bit about um my dream that I had with Marianne. So it's been a whole year, but and I never had a dream about Marianne. Never. He never came in my dream. I have a lot of spiritual people around me, and they said, he gonna come in your dream. He gonna come in your dream. And I was like, okay, well, when he do, okay, well, I'll see how it is. And when I tell you that dream was so real that it woke me up out of my sleep that I could not sleep. That's how real it was that I had to journal about it. And my sister Nakaya, man, that's been like, I'm telling you, like, I just thank God for my support system. My mom, my sister, my husband, my family. I really have a good support system. My friends, even people at my job, like I've really had a good support system. And I thank God for that. But I started journaling because Nakaya, she was like, God is telling me you need to start journaling. And the main thing is God talk through people is if we're going to listen to what the message is. So I journal. And in this journal, it says, it was January 5th, 2022. Today I had a dream about Marianne. I was at home talking to Mike. This was all in a dream. I was at home talking to Mike, and I believe Marianne was at work. I told Mike Mike is my husband, y'all, if y'all don't know. I told Mike we should be at home Marianne should be at home by now. Right after that, right after that, he called and said he was on his way home. Mike and I looked at each other and said, that's good. He's being responsible. So we was like, okay, he was in what's going on, but he actually called right after that and said he on his way home. Shortly after that, Marianne came home and said, my dad dropped me off and I brought y'all some food. Mike and I was happy. Mike and I was happy. He thought about us. He was thinking about us. I'm sorry, I'm trying to read off the paper, but expressing what I was saying, but we was happy that he had thought about us. So when I say I felt so much love in my heart, I physically felt this love in my heart. Like, dang, he was being responsible and he thought about us to bring us home some food. Right after he gave us the food, he said he had to go to Windermere to catch the train. Now, everybody know Windermere. If you don't know, it's in East Cleveland, and it's a rapid station. So he said he got to go to Windermere and catch the train. Now, in my mind, in my dream world mind, I was thinking, why didn't he have his dad drop him off if his dad just, dropped him off? Why wouldn't he have him drop him off, at Windermere? Then reality kicked in, y'all. Like my real reality kicked in. And I was like, oh, he was leaving me. So I told him, I said, don't go. And I woke up. And this was the first clear dream I had about him. So I was like, oh my goodness. So I was trying to like figure out like what does this message mean? What does this message mean? So I grabbed my heart when I woke up and I just thank God because it felt so real. Like when I tell y'all like real, like my baby was just like he was right there, like talking to me. So I just thank God for that. Excuse me, hold on. So I couldn't go back to sleep after that. So later on that day, I was going to work and I started talking to Marianne because like I really have conversations with Marianne out loud and everything. And I told him I love him and I thank him for coming to me. Hold on.
Take your time, babe. Take your time.
And I started trying to interpret the dream. And I said to Marianne, I know your dad was in the dream, so I pray for his soul. He is a part of you. He is a part of you. And I pray for God to touch him. I know you want to know, but I wanted to know what the train meant. And when I looked up train, it meant things. Oh, hold on, hold on. So I was like, okay, what does train mean? Because I was trying to interpret the dream, y'all. So when I looked up the train, it meant hold on. It meant many things. He and I interpret the mean on the one of the interpret meanings said destination. So that was one of the meanings for train. It meant destination. It also said, I also said that I believe his dad was in the dream because he loved his dad. So it was a part of him interpreting like he loved his dad, he concerned about him and everything. When I talked to my sister, the way she interpreted the train, this was my sister Mahana, the way she interpreted the train, she said it meant heaven. I told her when she said that, I told her that I remember when she said Marian's spirit will be on this earth for 1 year, will be on this earth for 1 year to do what he have to do on the earth, and then he will go to heaven. And it was 1 year and 25 days since I hadn't even seen him. So my sister, prior to that, she reminded me that she actually told me that Marianne would be here on this earth for 1 year to do finish everything he had to do before he transitioned. So I believe on that day he was telling me, Ma, I gotta go take this train. I'm going to heaven and I gotta do my duty up there. So I was like, from the beginning, I've been saying, Marianne, do your thing up there, and I'm gonna do my thing down here, and we're gonna let God's will be done. So it's always been about God. So let me see. Oh yes. And yeah, now it's pretty much the spiritual journey that I have been on. So moving forward, like I said, I've been seeing a lot of things like an 11. So my sleep number for that night was, I don't know if anybody have a sleep number bed, but I have a sleep number bed that pretty much monitors your sleep. So I wasn't able to sleep. So a sleep number, it was 11. Now 11 is not a good number as far as your sleep goes. But when I seen it, it was crazy because I took a nap later on that night and it was another 11. So I had an 11 within that day that Marianne came to me. And I feel like that was a sign telling me, no, that was really your son coming to you. So the 11s have just been showing up, showing up, showing up, showing up. One going back to prior to that dream, my sister and I was together in Atlanta, and Nakaya, you my witness, she was like, we was riding down the street and we was looking at numbers and everything, and on a big billboard it say, maybe this time you will pay attention to the signs. So I
Mm.
just been paying attention. Like every time a number 11 comes to me, it's like God is trying to tell me something, whether he's communicating him and Marianne or just him communicating with me. So I was looking up, okay, I'm speaking on faith. I'm speaking on faith. So let me go to the Bible and look up what faith means. So I was like, where in the Bible, and I have a Bible app. I said, where in the Bible does it say, now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen? I went and it was Hebrews 11, verse 1. So I was
Mm.
like, oh my God, they were at 11 again. All right, Lord, what you saying? What are you saying? So I was like, I wonder what Hebrews 11:11 mean. So when I went to Hebrews 11:11, it said, through faith, Sarah herself received strength to conceive a seed. And it said at her old age, she conceived a child. And then, like Nakaya was saying, she told me when Marianne first passed away, she was like, Reed, your baby is in your business. Your business is your baby. It's time for you to birth that out. It's an inspirational center. It's God's will. That's your baby. And I feel
Mhm.
like what she was saying, and she reminded me of that today. I'm like, God could be interpreting that to me like it's time to birth your child. I now have my LLCs for my business, Reversatility Inspirational Center. I have a business account. I have an event that's coming up. I got married. So I've been moving. It's like I'm not about to stop. I'm like, Lord, what is next? What's next? What's next? So God has been blessing me. And I know a lot of people probably look like, oh my gosh, I feel so sorry for you. No, don't feel sorry for me. You keep praying that God does his will in me. That's the best thing you can do. Because, like I said, if it says that faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen, I can hope to see my son again, but I believe I will see my son again. I know for a fact that I'm going to see him again. So that's the thing that helped me to move on. People don't understand, but I'm telling you, all you have to do is read and trust. But if you don't start somewhere, what do you do? What do
That's
you
right.
do? So, like, if I could give that to anybody, I know it's a lot of mothers out here that has lost their children. I invited some to come on here tonight. I know there's people that have lost their loved ones, but the Bible tells us to be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord. And all of this book of Hebrews, chapter 11, if you could get anything, it talks all about how faith has helped so many people. It talks about the resurrection. It talks about Noah. It talks about so much stuff in this Bible that I can't even explain. I'm still on the journey myself. I'm excited about this spiritual journey. Do I hurt? Yes, I hurt. Do I feel joy? Yes, I feel joy. Do I feel pain? Yes, I feel pain. I feel every emotion that a humanly person can feel. I feel it. But this is the first time in my life that I'm able to be vulnerable enough to say, you know what, Lord, I can't do it by myself. I need you. And I'm giving it to you. I thank you for the ups. I thank you for the downs. I thank you for the in betweens. I thank you for the mistakes. I thank you for the experience. I thank you for the experience of me losing my son for me to be a testimony to help somebody else out. Because I do believe that I'm gonna see my son again. I do believe I'm gonna see my family again. My aunties, I have two aunties that's in heaven now. I have all my grandparents. And I'm like, if it's the worst, one thing that's certain is we all got to leave this earth one day. Whether we get caught up in the rapture of God or whether we pass away some type of way, we do. So what's the point of being scared of something that's destined to happen? Just live your life. And the only way
Absolutely.
for me was to turn to the Bible and start reading, to start searching for positive things, to be around positive people, to be in the positive area, like Nakaya always say, protect your energy, ministering to the children. I work in a school, I'm always talking to them, and to feed my baby, like the inspirational center. That foundation is all about unity. It doesn't matter what religion you from. This is the one place where you can come and share your side. It don't matter who, if you're a Buddhist or Jehovah Witness. I grew up with two religions as a Muslim and also in Christianity. And some people, I don't have to say no names, but they was upset because my mother exposed me to both. But I thank God for both because it allowed me not to put up a wall to say, okay, this is the right way. It's no right or wrong way. Everybody, I believe, have a piece of the puzzle, and we have to be able to respect each other's differences.
That's right. That
So
is That's an awesome, awesome, awesome journey that you just shared with us. Your story is like, oh, it grips my heart because I have a son as well. Kai has sons, so that it's very, very close to us. And I looked to Marianne like he was a nephew, a son. So it always grips your heart when it's someone close to you.
Mhm.
So thank you for sharing that story with us. My question for you is, well, first tell everybody about the organization that you put together, what you were just talking about.
Oh, okay. First, I want to say I see Miss Reenie. Hey, Miss Reenie. She got me this bracelet right here. So I wear my chakra bracelets, y'all. It got to do with the whole body and the
Yes.
functioning of the body. But I don't know if y'all can see that right here. Hold on.
Let see. Come over. Yep, there it goes. Go up just a little bit. There you go.
But it say 1111, make a wish.
Yes.
And I wear it every day. It's real convenient. But Miss Rainey, she got this for me, and I appreciate her for that. She knew Marianne too. Like I said, I got a great support system.
Hmm.
But reversatility is an inspirational business. And what it is the foundation again is inspirational. So it don't matter if you're Buddhist, Jehovah Witness, you could be a non-believer. It doesn't matter. My thing is what inspires you. So my intentions is to get people from different religions, different walks of life, and allow them to have spiritual teachings. So that's the foundation, so that I can maybe able to learn about Buddhism. Maybe I'll be able to learn about Christianity. I'll be able to learn about Islam. I'll be able to learn different things. And my main goal is do not force your belief on anyone. You're only here to teach what you know, because everybody has the right to their own beliefs. So that's the
Hmm.
foundation of my inspirational center. The full vision of it is, so I'm a licensed cosmetologist. I do hair, nails, massages. Eventually, I'm just going to run everything, but I do that myself. And how it came about was that I write my own songs. I do hair, nails, feet. So my mind as an artist was just like do 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 do, and I'm like, okay, I need some organization about this. So that's where the whole inspirational center came together. And it took me, actually, God gave me this vision over 10 years ago. And it has taken me about at least 10 years, at least 10 of those years to put this whole thing together. So now I actually have a blueprint on it. And on June 18th, which is, um, I'm sorry, I'm getting brain freeze, y'all. June 18th is Juneteenth. Okay, that's Juneteenth
Oh,
weekend. I'm having
okay.
a natural hair show to introduce
All right.
reversatility to the world. So, in this inspirational center, it's all about what inspires you. So, the foundation is the spiritual teachings. It goes on to the salon, it goes on to the music studio. People can come and record their own music there, and it has to be inspirational though. It can't
Right.
be anything that's going to be degrading. Like, it don't have to
Mhm.
be gospel, but it has to be uplifting. We need
Right.
more things that's going to uplift our people. But the beauty
Absolutely.
of it is it has basketball, football, any sport you could pretty much think of is in this facility, but it's also other people businesses inside of my facility. So it's not just me. It's a
Hmm.
whole, when you visualize it, it's like a shopping center or a mall of people that's just trying to do encouraging and inspiring things. So when you come in there, you can go shopping. I have a clothing store that's going to be named after Marion. I have a basketball court that will have his name engraved in there, and a baseball court. I'm speaking it into existence.
Yes, it will happen.
And I have a lot of people in there that's in place. I have a dance studio. It won't be my dance studio, but it's a dance studio for somebody. And,
Hmm.
my theater. It won't be my theater. I know whose theater it's gonna be. It's gonna be Nakaya Jones Theater. So I have
Yes.
where I'm setting the trend for my family to come in there, but I'm also setting a trend for my family as God's people to come in there. And maybe a bigger vision would be a corporation where I can share my idea for somebody else to go off and just, but
Yep.
yeah. So that's the
That's
whole vision.
amazing. That's amazing. I love it because it encompasses everything that you are trying to do, and then you're bringing others and involving them as well. I love it. It's an absolutely beautiful, beautiful organization that you have planned.
Yes, LeBron James, Cleveland Browns, all y'all cast
Yes,
people, other businesses. I need y'all think y'all need to come on and collaborate with her. City of Cleveland, you keep saying that y'all need something to start changing the mindsets of these children. This woman has the heart for children. You see that. I need some collaboration. Some people on here that love me that were in Cleveland are in powerful positions that said, hey, Nakaya, what could I do for you? At the time, you couldn't do anything for me. I'm asking you all to reach out to my sister, help her where you can, because there are a lot of people that can open up a lot of doors, and all she needs is the door open. She don't need the work done. The work is already done.
that's right. It's already in place. Just need some
Yes,
doors open. That's right.
yes,
Exactly.
yes,
That's
yes.
it. That's
Absolutely.
it right there. Hey, I
So
see people saying, hey,
you see
Felicity,
everybody.
hey, Miss Renee, hey, Jennifer, Auntie Coco, Miss Black. I see my mother. Hey, y'all. I
Yes,
can see
everybody is on
everybody.
here
Yes,
showing you
Y'all on
love.
there. Hello.
Yes.
I love y'all.
I
yes.
just want to say to the audience, if anybody has questions for Marisha, please go ahead and put them in the comments, and I will pop them up so that she can answer those for you. We want this to be as interactive as possible because,
Mhm.
like Marisha, there are others who are going through other similar journeys. Maybe not the exact same journey, but something similar where their faith was tested. And so,
Right.
if you have any questions for her, please, please ask them now.
Yes, I see it, man. It's nothing like seeing our family. I'm looking
Yeah,
at
see
all of our
Trina,
family. Hey,
Jeremiah.
Jado, Jeremiah. Oh my God,
That's
our
my
whole
little baby
family. Hey,
boy.
Trina. Yes, it's nothing like family. And like you said, Marisha, when to go through that, to have to watch you walk through that journey and your family, us is like building a fence around you, but to watch you go through it, it inspired my faith. Like it made me look at things differently. It made me, you allowed me to have a different type of thinking. You know what I mean? Like I
Right.
couldn't, I'm like, I don't understand. My sister is so strong. So a lot of times when you say that, Nikki, you inspire me, I'm so proud of you. I am so proud of you. I am inspired by you. I'm looking at you, you get married. And I want to give a shout out to my brother-in-law, Mike Turner. When I tell you, words can never express.
Hey, Mike.
Hey. Words cannot
Hey.
express how much I love him and I care about him, because that's where I saw evenly yoked. Like I watched this man just, I've never seen a comforter like that before, and I'm just grateful for him. And it just makes me feel good because I saw faith, I saw love. It's almost like I got to see everything that the Bible talks about as far as love is patient, love is kind, love is, I got to see her walk through every, it was crazy. So I'm just grateful that I was allowed to be a part of that journey with you.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank
Yeah.
Oh
you.
my
Yeah,
goodness.
she is the one, the reason why and who, how I met my one and only husband, Michael Turner. Sorry to say
Yes.
his middle name, but he don't want me to
He's like,
But
nope.
yes, yes,
He
she
said,
actually introduced us, and I'm telling you, man, this journey has been crazy. And when I tell you, we get together and it gets crazy. Not even trying to get off the subject, everybody, but if y'all don't want to say nothing, we was on the plane one time. Okay, everybody saying, "Hey, Uncle Mike." This was the day. It was Resurrection Sunday. Oh, let me tell y'all this too before I forget. Why do my birthday for the first time this year fall on Easter Sunday? Resurrection
I
Sunday.
saw, yes, I saw that.
I was like, Lord, I don't know what you're doing, but I'm grateful of that. I'm grateful. Use it, Lord, use it. So this was Resurrection Sunday. We was coming back home from Atlanta, Georgia. Nakaya was looking to move to Atlanta, Georgia, and I went there with her. And we had a spiritual journey, y'all. My mother was like, "What did y'all have?" And we was on the plane, and I was just ministering in song and singing, and she was speaking in tongue and blah, 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 blah. It was so crazy. But the crazy thing is, she was hitting the plane. She was hitting the seats on
The
the
seat.
plane, and the man in front of us was going like this.
He
And
dare
through the
not say
whole
nothing though.
time, I'm just like, Lord, let the spirit have his way, let the spirit have his way. And I'm just breathing like I'm the calm spirit, and she the one that's on fire, listening. And the spirit was so high, but it was good because the man never turned around
Turned around.
and said, "What are you doing?" It was like he already knew. But it was funny too, y'all. But that spiritual journey, like when you get with somebody that's really, you could be evenly yoked with in a spiritual
Spirit.
relationship too. And the fire
It was
is,
it was crazy.
yeah,
It was,
it's
and
crazy.
it's crazy because she didn't tell the whole story that we got off two different planes.
Oh yes.
Mhm.
We
Oh,
got
that.
off that's the time that I kept saying,
Mhm.
and then Riri was like, I don't know. I'm a little nervous now. We about to get back on that. We keep our planes, they keep saying something wrong with the planes. They couldn't take off. And
Right.
God just said, I need you to trust me.
Yep.
And so, because I remember then they was gonna leave you. Remember, you almost
Yep.
Yeah.
left.
You
I
was
said,
like,
He was
I
like,
got,
y'all ain't
oh,
leaving my
y'all ain't
sister.
leaving my sister. I said, oh no, y'all need to let me off this plane. And remember, I went and got my sister, and the whole plane stood up and started clapping. You remember that? And
yes.
they started
Yep.
clapping. Like, I was like, oh no, you're not about to leave her. Like, that whole journey was amazing. I
It's
felt God.
amazing.
Yeah, it was, oh my God.
It's
It was
Right.
amazing.
there, and everything that that
Tell him about was it a man, or I can't remember if it was a man or woman. I think it was
Suli,
a man. Yes,
Oh,
it was a
Sully.
man. Yeah.
Sully.
Suli,
Yeah, Sully, he was just saying like, it was funny because he was saying 40 was about like mastering things and completion and everything. And he looked in the kaya and he said, "This will be your home, but you will have many homes." And it
Mhm.
ended up being her home. But he was very spiritual. And every time I'm like, Nikki, did you talk to Sully? Did you talk to Sully? Powerful. It was so much of a spiritual journey that words can't really explain. But even
mm,
speaking on spiritual journey, I told myself, I said I was going to do two things this year. I wanted to have a natural hair show and also a spiritual retreat. Those are my two things that I said for myself at the beginning of the year. So those are the two things that I'm doing towards the business. I've never been on a spiritual retreat. So at the end of the year, which falls on Marianne's birthday, I intend on doing that spiritual retreat as well. So when you're talking about spiritual journeys and everything like that, I just wanted to put that in there. Like, yeah, it's time. It's
this
time.
time.
Like it's really when they say try God, all you gotta do is try him.
Mhm.
Try it. Like you could be
Absolutely.
scared. And like we was just talking prior to getting on here, like talk to him at the way you talk to him. And you want to
Yes.
get real with Jesus. Jesus came down so that he could be the interpreter for God.
Yep.
You
So
know.
I have a question for you. At any point during this journey, did you feel, and I'm sure there were moments, but did you feel like, you know, I can't make it through. Like I don't know that I'm gonna be able to make it. I just can't do it. And if you did feel that moment, how did you come out of that?
When you say can't make it, like can't go on pretty much.
Yeah, not suicidal or anything. Just I just can't see myself getting through this. Like, was
Yeah,
there a
yeah.
point where you just I can't see myself getting through this?
Yes. So yes, that's what I was saying. I probably was speaking really fast, like just trying to explain everything, and the
Hmm.
emotions start coming up. But it was a point. It's been plenty of points.
Hmm.
When I tell you that when you're going through something tragic like that, you go through your highs and your lows, and you don't know when it's going to come. There's been times where I've been at work and I had
Hmm.
to close the door and just
Hmm.
cry. A lot of people probably don't know that I would cry because they probably never seen me really cry because I've just try to have it together, but I allow myself to have that space and I need that space. So there was a time where I was just crying so hard and I said a lot of times, and I just say, Lord, I need you. I get on my knees and I just say, I need you. I can't do this without you. I'm not about to try to do this without you because, yeah, my body just feels like, oh my God, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? It's like, it's almost like you jump from the light into the dark. And it's
Right.
like, the light is like, oh, you gonna see him again. It's all you good, you good. My spirit is up, but I've been feeding my spirit.
Hmm.
And then the conscious part of just life. the earthly part of me said, your son is gone. You
Mhm.
can't just wake up and say, hey, you can't touch him, you
Mhm.
know? So, and then, so those emotions of that physically not being able to touch him
Mhm.
kicks in. And then I just like, Lord, I'm hurting. I need you. I don't know what to do. So I just called on the Lord and I promised to God on everything, y'all. Every time it's maybe 5 minutes is last. And it just like, it just lifts up off of me.
Mhm.
It lifts
Yep.
off of me.
Yep. That's exactly what I wanted you to tell everybody because there's somebody watching or will see this replay that needs that
You
right
got to
there.
be vulnerable. That's what I
Yeah.
would say.
Mhm.
I was scared to be vulnerable. Like in my life, my family know it was mostly women. My mother had all sisters. My my grandmother's brother passed away, so it was really just women. So we was just taught to fight and protect ourselves. So
Mhm.
that vulnerability, I knew more of just protecting my feelings. But
Right.
when this happened,
Yeah.
when Morian passed, I was like, no, I can't do this alone. It's
Mhm.
no way I could do this alone. Like that's my best friend. That's if anybody know, they know. Like, so don't get it twisted when you say, "Oh, it may look easy." No, it's not easy. But with God, anything is
It's
possible.
possible.
Right.
Anything.
Yep. That's the part right there. Yep.
And
Yeah.
so I had got that mustard seed. It was a
Yes. Show everybody the
scripture in
mustard
the Bible,
seed.
and it says, "And Jesus said unto them, because of your unbelief." For verily I say unto you, if ye have faith, the grain of a mustard seed, you shall say to the mountain, move from this place to that, and nothing will be impossible to you. So
Mhm.
he knew that we had unbeliefs, but you got
Mhm.
to be honest about them unbeliefs. We don't know everything. You have to be honest about your feelings. And
Right.
I got this thing right here. Can y'all see that?
Yep. Flip it.
That's a mustard.
Turn it up. Turn it right. There you go. Yep. There you
So
go. Now
that's
we
a
can see
mustard
it.
seed, y'all. So basically, Jesus is telling us this is literally a mustard seed. He's telling us you don't have to have a lot of faith. You can have a little bit of faith,
Mhm.
and you can say to the mountain, move from this place to that, and nothing will be impossible to you. So all it takes is trust in Him. All God wants us to do is say, no, we can't do it on our own.
Mhm.
It's when ego steps in the way, which I heard ego means edging God out. When that
Mm.
steps in the way, that allows you to do what you want to do and not God to do what you want to do. And what you will realize if you ever need to know the separation, what you do is only temporary. What God do will last. Because it's no way that I should not have lost my mind.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
with me just being me. Like I went through depression.
Mhm.
I went through ups and downs like that as a child. So statistics will probably be like, oh yeah, she done.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Mhm. But they wasn't counting on that faith.
They
Exactly. And I
That's
said,
right.
and my spirit, it gets down at times. Like I said, I get down, I get up, I
Mhm.
be in between. But at the end of the day, I'm like, oh no, no, devil. I may have been like this for a second, but I know who got the glory and I know who got the shine, and I'm gonna give it to God. Do I get
Mhm.
into my own way? Yes. But guess what? God
Absolutely.
be like, okay, is you ready yet? And I'm like, all right, I'm ready. I'm ready. Because I know, like, I can't do it by myself. And I don't want to do it by myself. Like, I don't want it to be about me. I can't fix nobody. I can't change nobody. I could barely
Mhm.
change, I can't change myself. But as long as I'm willing to let God change us, because that's it. We just have to
Yeah.
be willing. So I'm just a willing vessel to say, Lord, I want to change. Lord, use me. Lord, give me the faith to be able to move that mountain. Lord, give me the faith to be able to raise the dead. Lord, give me the faith to be able to say, oh, that's done. That's what I want to do. Oh no, I ain't worried about that. Okay. Okay. I ain't gotta say nothing.
Yes.
I'm gonna give it to you, Lord. You ain't even gotta know I'm talking. I'm just talking with the Lord. And
Yes.
that's what I already tell people. You got to put it in the Lord. Give it to the Lord. When I say give it to the Lord, I don't mean,
hmm.
okay, I'm going to give it to the Lord. He know everything. So I don't know why you
Right.
trying to act like you hiding something. You only hiding it from yourself.
That's right.
So we really have to be real with us. If you faking to anybody, you faking with yourself. And I remember I can't help but to continue to say stuff with Nakaya, but she will
Yeah.
always say, "To thy
To
own
thine own
self
self
be
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 true."
true.
true.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes.
a lot of things just pops up in my mind, but it's not that I know it from hearing it. I'm knowing it from experience. It's like try God and see. Try him and
Mm-hmm.
see. But if you don't try, how can you see?
Yes.
And when you want to know if it's really God, I'm telling you, your emotions is different when it's God and not you. You will
Mm-hmm.
feel good about a new car, but eventually it's like, okay, it's just a car.
Mhm.
You will feel good about some money, but eventually it's like, okay, either the money gone or
Mhm.
it's just some money. Like that's why
Yeah.
you see people that's so rich that's not happy. True
Yep.
happiness comes from within, and within is
Mm-hmm.
that spiritual being, whether it be whoever you call on that higher source. But I believe there's a higher source beyond yourself that
Mm-hmm.
gets you to that point. But you have to
Mhm.
be mature enough or vulnerable enough to allow them to do it and not yourself.
Yes. So, are there any things that you do, um, when you're at home by yourself to help with anxiety or relaxation or things like that? Any things that you find helpful outside of
Yes.
prayer?
Yes,
Because
so
prayer definitely helps.
I stretch. I'm reading right now this book called The Seven Cups of Consciousness. It talks about the pretty much you being aligned and your spiritual beings. It goes a little deeper than just a regular conversation, but
Mm-hmm.
that's a really good book, The Seven Cups of Consciousness. I do yoga, but one thing I do that I got to give a shout out to my husband for, I go to the gym.
All right.
Tell
Yes.
me, okay, babe, we got to go to the gym. So yeah, I would say the gym, yes, that has been a definite help for me. The things I eat, I don't eat perfectly, but I make sure I get my nutrients as far as my vegetables. I take vitamins. I heard vitamin D is real good for your mentality as far as your immune system and your feelings and everything. I'm now
Yep.
taking vitamin B12, but I'm
Yep.
always just searching for just something positive, whether it be a conversation with somebody, whether it
Mm-hmm.
be just listening to some music. Like I said, I like to sing. I don't even think I talked about that in the inspirational center, but I write my own songs. So, things like that, it just makes me feel good. Yeah, it
Yes.
helps. Deep breaths helps. Sometimes just
Yes.
taking the time out, just not
Yes.
saying anything, getting
Mm-hmm.
away from people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of that is very helpful. So if there's anybody out there going through similar or some sort of stressful thing, please take those things into account. Write those things down. Do some of those things so it will help you, because mental health is a very important thing to get a
Absolutely.
hold of. Yeah. It's something to protect the same way you would if you had a heart condition, if you had asthma, if you had lupus, any of those ailments. Your mental health should be viewed just as important as those,
Yeah.
because your mind controls the body.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Say that
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The mind is the
Absolutely.
most powerful muscle in your body.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Yep.
because I was talking to me and Jocelyn was just having a conversation. I think you may remember this, Marisha. My first marriage. Remember, I wanted a baby so bad, and remember for almost 6 months I didn't have a menstruation, and I kept saying I'm
Mhm.
pregnant.
I
They
remember
don't know
that.
what they're talking about,
I
and then the
remember that.
doctor told me, she said that there's a condition called,
Mind.
I can't remember what it's called, and my body was reacting to my mind. I was getting up sick. I think if Melody comes on here or Dee Dee, they know I was getting sick. I was having morning sickness, everything. My mind made me believe that I was pregnant and I
Mhm.
was not pregnant. So that's how
Mhm.
powerful. So if my mind could make my body, my mind
Yeah.
could make myself manifest something I believe, that was just something powerful. They gonna catch it later,
Yeah.
Riri. I know you caught it.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. It's all
Mhm.
in the mind.
It's
Yep.
all in
And
the
in the
mind.
mind is even with God, it's in the mind. It's a
Mhm.
spiritual belief.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You have to
Absolutely.
be
Mm-hmm.
able to believe it. However you get it. But for me, that's what I go to. That's my go-to. And I
Mm-hmm.
the funny thing is that I asked God, I said, please. And I've asked him this before because it was at one point, and Nikki, no, I had a nervous breakdown and I felt like I was going to lose my mind. And this is before I had Morian.
Mhm.
And I constantly prayed, even after Morian passed, I said, please, Lord, if there's anything that you could do, protect my mind, guide my mind, strengthen my mind. When I say bridle my tongue and guide my thoughts and let your word edify, let the words of my mouth be acceptable in my sight, is because I need him to get up in here and do what he need to do in my mind, because your mind,
Mhm.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
it could play some
Yeah.
tricks on you. That's why it's important to read and be around that, because in your mind, you need to be able to not only believe it, you need to be able to see it. So being around that
Mhm.
positivity is important. You may not know
Mhm.
that it is, and you may be like, dang, why do I feel so bad? What are you reading? What are you thinking about? What are you listening to? Who are you around? What does your job consist of? What is your conversation about? All of that's going into your mind.
Mhm.
That's right. Your energy. That's what I say. Your energy. Listen, y'all. We've been talking about cutting connections. I'm cutting. It's a lot of connections that I'm still cutting, and I'm learning. And though it's painful, because it's almost like a cut. A cut hurts. But
Mhm.
anything that's not conducive for God, to God's purpose for my life, I gotta let it go. I understand that the realness about energy is the laws of nature. What you give, you get. So if my mind is thinking, I'm thinking in abundance. I know that what God says, He gave me life to give it to me more abundance. He wants me to be happy. That's what I'm manifesting. So I don't allow things to disturb my peace. And that's why I talk to you, I'm like, Ree, don't let nothing disturb your peace. And sometimes she'll call me and be like, Nikki, let me get you together. Don't let nobody. I'll call Johnson. Johnson like, don't let nobody. Now I'm telling y'all, don't you let nobody disturb your peace. I don't
That's right.
care who it is, even your own children.
That's right.
Don't let nobody. And I told my daughter, me and her had a conversation. I said, listen, sometimes even for your younger children, you have to take a break. When
Yeah.
you need to take a
I need a
breather, you need
timeout.
need a
Yes.
time. Put your own self in a
I told
timeout.
some kids that one time, like, forget y'all being in the timeout after school. I do security for the schools, y'all. I said, forget y'all being in the timeout. I need a timeout. And they looked at me
Time
like,
out from you.
but they stopped talking to me. They was like, Miss Bay, I said, and I'm in a timeout. I'm in a timeout.
Right.
Yep.
I'm
Yes.
literally decompressing right
Mhm.
now. I don't got time for these
Yes,
shenanigans.
yes, and y'all, the
Protect
most
you.
one of the most powerful things you said, review, is be to thine own self be true, y'all. Listen, this math teacher used to say that to me all the time. If you not really true to yourself, if you can't look yourself in the mirror and know who you really are, like
Yes.
not what somebody else done put in your mind, not what your mother told you it was, not who your father told you. Who are you? Examine yourself. Examine
Yeah,
you.
that's right.
You got to know who you are. Once you really find out who you are, your mind, everything will. It's so
Yes.
powerful. Things will manifest. You will look at things differently. There are certain things you won't accept. Some of us that have been in hurtful relationships, or even whatever it is, friendships or whatever, we continue. That was because we didn't know who we were. Because if you know who you
Right.
are, you would not accept certain things.
Mm,
Mhm.
mm, mm,
Trust.
mm, 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 mm,
It's
mm.
true.
Did you
But
you
first, you
just
got
pump
to
me
be able to
upside the
deal with
head?
it. Like sometimes
Yes.
dealing with yourself is uncomfortable. And when you learning,
Yeah.
it's uncomfortable. You have to be willing to get uncomfortable. You
Yes.
have to.
Yes.
If not, you're not going to grow.
That's
And
one of the
nobody
first.
knows it but you.
That's right.
So you're only hiding it from yourself. The
That's
I
one
only
of
thing
the
that people gonna know is when your personality change. They be like, dang, it's something about you.
wait,
Okay, girl, let me get you together. You tripping right now.
but
You gotta go sit down.
yes.
Tell me
right.
I'm
Yes.
that sometime.
Let me tell y'all something that's so funny. So I remember I used to see women that would hold their heads up high and they would be
Yeah.
and I'd be like, "Ooh, they so snooty." But what I
Yeah.
didn't realize was they ain't snooty. They just know who they are. And
Huh.
so now it's funny when I walk through, I find
Confidence.
myself leaning on
Yes.
the shoulders and standing on the shoulders of them women that showed me how to be confident. And it's all right to hold your head up, and it's all right to look nice, and it's
That's
all
right.
right to walk with the, you know what she said, I walk like I got, what did Maya Angelou say? I got something in my
There's
shoe. Come
something
on,
in
some of
my
y'all.
oh
I
my
walk like I,
Angela.
oh, come
With the
on, Maya
sauce in my
Angelou.
hips.
I mean, with this, I
Yes,
mean, and
hold
that's
on.
when
Yeah,
I
pull
tell
People
it
you
need
up,
to
that's
look it
Jocelyn,
up.
because I
People
don't
need
want
to
to
look
mess
it
up
up.
what Maya
exactly.
Angelou was saying. The
Oh,
And
great
don't
this
want to
Maya
and,
mess
and
up
Angelou.
my
and
Angelou.
right, and now I understand what she meant. Like and I realized that I attract more positive people just with that demeanor instead of more broken people. because people that can see my worth are attracted to me. It's amazing. Go ahead, Jocelyn.
Hold
Amen.
on, hold on,
Amen.
wait, wait, wait,
Say
wait.
that. Say that.
She said, I walk like
She
I got.
says, she says, oh, you want make me gonna want to have to read the whole thing. Does my sassiness upset you? Why are you beset with gloom? Cause I walk like I got oil wells pumping in my
Living in my
living
living
room.
room.
Just like
Yes.
she said, just like moons and like suns, with the certainty of tides, just like hope springing high, still I'll rise. Did you want to see me broken, bowed head and lowered eyes, shoulders falling down like teardrops, weakened by my soulful cries? Does my haughtiness offend you? Does says, don't you take it awful hard, because I laugh like I got gold mines digging in my own backyard.
Yes.
I love that part.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes, I
I
love
love
that. I
Still
her.
she
love that.
rise.
Still I
Still I
rise.
rise. We love you, Aunt Maya Angelou. Mwah. We standing
Yeah.
on the shoulders of you. We love you.
Yep.
Yes,
Shout out to
yes.
Maya Angelou. I'm an Aries like
Yes.
her. I'm an Aries like Maya Angelou.
Yes, somebody birthdays coming up like Trina's and Riri's. Come on, get it, get it, get it,
Uh-oh,
get it,
uh-oh,
And Tay
get it.
uh-oh.
Tay.
And
And
Tay Tay
Nakaya.
It's a whole
And
bunch of folk.
Jocelyn. Like,
All
and
right,
Jocelyn,
right around the
yes.
corner. Right
Right
around the
around the
corner.
corner. Yes, yes.
Yes.
This was an amazing show, man. I feel so energized.
Yes.
I do
We
too.
so appreciate
And
you
I just
coming,
want to let
Riri.
y'all know, I plan on doing more like on my inspirational page once I make it, doing more inspirational speaking and songs. But I'll share that on my page when I come to that path, when
Yes,
we
and
cross
once you
that
do that,
bridge.
you make sure you let us know. We will share it on here,
Absolutely.
have you back on here so that you can talk about that.
Absolutely. I'll be honored.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh,
wait a
look,
minute.
Dominique
Oh,
got a
Dominique
birthday
got a
coming up.
birthday.
She said,
Go,
don't
Dominique.
forget
Wait a
me.
Hey,
minute.
Happy
Hey, go,
birthday,
shout
Dominique.
out.
Dominique.
Hey, it's Pisces. It's a
You
Pisces
welcome, Riri.
affair. Hey, wait a minute. And
That is Pisces
Janelle
season.
too. Wow, we got birthdays
Janelle,
back. Boom, boom,
yeah.
boom, 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 boom.
It's a
Y'all,
lot.
hey, listen.
Back to back to
All
back.
I gotta say is I'll be 50 years old. And
Hey,
I'm a
Big
you going with your 50-year-old
5
self.
0. Look at
Hey,
you.
Fifi.
Yes.
yes.
Me.
Oh, wait
Okay.
a minute. Kiki's
Jennifer.
March 4th. All right, Kiki.
All
Kiki, you
right.
a Pisces. All right, Kiki.
It's a lot of folk
Yes,
on
that's right
here.
now. Aries in the
Aries in the
house.
house.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Jermaine. I forgot Jermaine on here. The
He do
Taurus
look
in the
good for
house. Yeah.
50. Yeah,
Thank
Jermaine.
you. Thank y'all.
I
Thank
see y'all
y'all.
kinda. Oh, it's a
Yes. That's
birthday
Look
my
on
at
here.
son.
Hey,
there. Look at
cousin
Hey,
there.
Larry.
Larry. Hey, Larry. Yes. So I'm excited, y'all. I love you.
I love
I'm
y'all
thank
too.
you for coming on here. Like all you did was just level me up a whole nother level. I feel so good. And I know everybody watching this got something because God told me they were. So I can't wait to just see the testimonies that's gonna come and say, listen, after that, this is what happened for me. Because I hear about people talk about faith. Oh, I prayed about $1,000 and God, that ain't faith. Faith is really when you walk through, when you saying, oh my God, everything in me, I can't feel like I can't breathe. And all you can say is all you have the air in your lungs to say is Jesus. That's what faith, when you feel like my whole world just got shook upside down. So I know for people to
Despite
hear
it
that
all.
was a real, yes, that was a real
Despite it all,
testimony.
I trust you.
Yes, yes,
Yes. Thank you for sharing, Reed. Thank you.
yes.
Thank you so much. Now,
Thank y'all for having me. I love y'all. I love y'all. And thank you for everybody coming on and the
oh,
support.
yes. Yes.
Voices
Thank
of
you,
Vision.
everybody.
This is a really good platform. I definitely seen a lot of good stuff. A lot of good businesses and everything on here. So real
Yes.
shouts out to Voices of Vision, y'all. Y'all doing
Thank
your thing.
you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. So, before we end, I just want to mention to everybody that we do have a YouTube page that we would like for you guys to also like, comment, subscribe, share. It is Officer Nakaya Jones Network. So please check us out over there. Continue to follow us on the Real Officer Nakaya Jones page, where we'll share all types of different content. And that's where you can continue to follow Nakaya on her journey and follow Voices of Vision on our journey as we try to bring more things to you guys by way of faith, by way of encouragement. We
Yes.
really wanted to switch gears this year with what we talked about. Still going to talk about social justice and things like that, but we really wanted to concentrate on
Being a
healing,
solution and being a
being a
solution.
solution. Yes.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely.
Jay. So don't forget about the after
Well,
party.
don't
Don't
forget to
forget
put it in
Black
there.
women.
Yeah,
The
I was gonna say
okay,
that. I was gonna say
okay,
that. So
and don't forget. Mhm.
we also have Nakai and I also have a podcast. It is after the
It
show.
get deep.
So it's called Twin Them Hour with Kai and Jay. And you can find that on what's the name of the platform? Uh-oh.
Anchor.
Anchor. You can find it on Anchor. It also you can find it on Spotify. So when we upload a new show, you can find it on both of those platforms. I think we're gonna eventually get it on Apple as well and Amazon. So stay tuned for that. But right now you can find it on both of those two platforms. So go ahead and like and subscribe to all of those different things so we can get some support. We appreciate it in advance.
Make
So
sure you share that in the
okay.
link.
Hold on, let me I'm gonna type it, but while I'm got a video that I want y'all to watch real quick. Before I do that, hold on.
True that, Auntie.
Mm-hmm.
Faith is when you don't
Amen.
see the ground in front of you, but you still step out and find that you are on solid rock. You better say
That's
that,
right.
There you
Auntie.
go.
Amen.
Amen. That's my auntie,
Yes.
y'all.
All right, let me get this pulled up real quick,
Yes, because
guys.
this is women. Y'all know this is Women's Month, y'all. We
This
are
is Women's
celebrating
Month, so
us.
we just want
Women's
to
Month.
celebrate it and bring a little bit of hold on.
Uh-oh. Oh, Kiki, we love you. Mwah. You always support us.
All right,
And
we want
we
to
okay.
go ahead. Say what you was gonna say
I
before
was
I
just
press
saying we
play.
Much
love you. That's
love.
all.
Much love,
That's
Yes.
Kiki.
all.
All right, here we go. We're gonna take a look at this video.
Black woman, I'd be a fool to think there's something more astonishing than the way you wear your mahogany as if it's your birthright. I've seen it with my own vision. You're the only thing that's caught my eye but still worthy of the throne because everything you do is a clear indication that God spent time on your creation. Black
Yes.
woman, when I was a man boy, I used to enjoy playing make-believe. I wasn't mature enough to understand your gospel, so I didn't believe in you. I just picked at your scriptures and filled in the gaps with my own conclusions without reading your whole story. But you are the most beautiful novel ever written. Black woman, black woman. I'd be a fool to think there's something more astonishing than the way you wear your mahogany as if it's your birthright. I've seen it with my own vision. You're the only thing that's caught my eye but still worthy of the throne because everything you do.
Yes. So we
Yes. I
wanted to
love
share
that.
that. We
Yes.
wanted to share that in honor
Yes.
of Women's Month.
Yes. Yes.
March is Women's Month. So we're going to be doing some other stuff on the Real Officer Nakia Jones page, as well as every time we have the show Wednesdays for Voices of Vision. Be sure to tune in next Wednesday. We'll
Okay.
have another interesting topic, still talking about
No
faith.
faith.
We'll have another guest. So we'll stay tuned for that. And we hope that you guys will join us next Wednesday at 7 o'clock. So please be blessed. We'll see
Be
you then.
blessed. See you
Be
then.
blessed. All right, we'll be my little nails. Got. Oh shoot! Is it still on? Is it still on?